hey, when you bought these from me, you mentioned nothing about the fact that you were going to forge them and then sell them online. I was like, this is my name on the artwork. I don't really like being associated with whatever, with that. And he quickly deleted it, and then before I knew it, it was just every wrestling website was emailing me.
Now,
and everybody wanted to know what the deal was. Yeah, it was just it was insane. It was just 0 to 100. It just went nuts. And you could look. You know what? It's been a couple of years now. It's been since Piper died. A few days after Piper died, and I was still upset at the time. But so I haven't really told the story. I mean, I tell the story to anybody I can, but everybody's known the story for a while. So it's not exactly fresh in my mind. But I detail everything on that blog, which a lot of people have seen now. I meet people all the time and go, "You're that guy." Or as soon as they see the print at my booth, they go, "Yo, you're the guy." And yeah. Yes, but on that blog, man, it's well detailed. I put screen caps of every lie that Rob tried to use and then back out of and change his story. He changed his story 100 times, and you can read all that and make your own decision. I mean, I know for a fact the guy's a liar, but I understand, not everybody else just knows to trust me. You don't know who to trust. People don't know me or him or whatever. So if you look at all that, I think it's pretty hard to tell. I mean, it's pretty hard to come to any other decision than he forged those prints.
Right, and I like I was telling you off the air, I heard about the stories, and I just randomly one day just Googled Rob Feinstein and Roddy Piper together, and within the first 3 links was the link to your blog, and
yeah,
I read it twice. I read it, and I got to the end, and I was just like, wait, I got to reread that again to make sure that
right.
Because it was a lot to take in, but it was very detailed, and like you said, there were screenshots and everything.
To be detailed, yeah, and there was things. There was even other smart-ass comments that he made along the way that I kind of didn't post on the thing because it just made it even harder to follow, and I wanted people to be able to read straight through and come. How could anybody, if you gave that to a judge, which I'd love for a judge to fucking pick that up, but if you gave that to a judge, it'd be hard. It'd be really hard, I think, for anybody to come to any other conclusion.
I can't disagree with that at all. Like I said, I read it, and I was just like, wow. And then I spoke to other fellow promoters that I work with and around and things like that, and they were like, yeah, they're like, that's, old news, you didn't know that. And I'm like, no, man. I'm like, I don't do business, and I've never done business with Rob. And everybody, I'm sure there's stuff that's said about me and about people I work with.
Sure.
That, I'm sure. I mean, please, on this show alone, we say a lot about a lot of people on this show.
Right. So. Everybody's got somebody out there that hates them and wants to run their mouth about them. So there's stuff out there about everybody in this world. But, and that was the thing, too. Once people were like, yeah, this guy is, and, like 1,000 other stories came up. And I was like, whoa, and I'm all them,
Right.
So, I was then like, oh, my God, this dude is, been a piece of work for a long time. But I left all that out of the blog, too, because I just wanted to detail, my story. I just wanted people to take it for what it is. This has nothing to do with his past, his future, his anything. This is just my story with this guy because I think that's a pretty big deal, man. And, Piper, dude, if it's an indie wrestler that he's forging signatures after death, then it should be a serious offense. But Piper's a favorite wrestler of most fans. So it's people should really, really, really be offended by this.
I agree. I mean, you're talking, WWE Hall of Fame, a legend,
a legend,
a cult following,
legend, and the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah, and he had a borderline cult following.
Yeah, for sure. Between wrestling and then the horror stuff that he did, he's got fans everywhere. He's just, he's arguably, one of the top 5 most known, wrestlers in the world.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely. I think you can walk up to anybody between the age of, I want to say, 30 and 60 and say, hey, you ever heard of Roddy Piper? And they're going to, I would say 9 out of 10 of them would say, yes, I heard of him.
Yeah, they're at least going to go, is that the guy with the skirt? Yeah.
Yeah, is that the guy with the skirt, or are you going to get the guy with the really bad alien movie?
Right, exactly.
Okay, so now let's jump ahead a little. Now from that point, in between that and this year's WrestleCon, was there any other interaction with you, whether social media or in person?
There was no other direct interaction. There was a while where Rob was just trying to say things here and there, make smart comments, and people make comments here and there, like his diehard supporters. Like the people who I know are just people that have purchased autographs for him and that don't want to admit that this story could be real, because then they know that the thing that they have is probably a forgery as well.
Right.
So there's diehard supporters who just are behind him. So I've seen people, send me links like, oh, look, he said this about you or something, but there was never really any other interaction between the two of us. There was a little bit of fallout, like Animal from Legion of Doom, Road Warriors. He talked some trash about me because I guess Rob just, this guy's trying to destroy my business. So there was like a Facebook post of him, but other than that, it was just like, it was pretty quiet for a while. And then we were at WrestleCon this year, and anytime I've seen Rob in person, you could tell. Like I watch him, notice that I'm there, and then like get really weird and like kind of hide. And which if I was in his position and completely innocent, I would be the loudest person in the room when I saw the guy who tried to tear me down. But he doesn't. He hides because he knows that I'll outwit him with anything he has to say. I know I have the answer, to what he's got, because he's got nothing real. And in front of you, he'll change his story. But which is exactly what he did do. So we were there for a while that day. We came for one day at WrestleCon, and then all of a sudden we were like walking past Bret Hart's booth, and somebody comes like behind me, hey Chris, and I turn around and it's Rob, and he's like, he puts his hand out to shake my hand. He's like, hey, I just wanted to say, and I'm like, dude, get the fuck, are you kidding me? And I interrupted him right away. Are you kidding me? You're going to stop to talk to me? And he's like, no, I just want to say, you're trying to shake, I'm not shaking your hand. No, I'm not trying to shake your hand. He's got his hand extended out in front of me. He's still going, no, I'm not trying to shake your hand. I just wanted to tell you something. Boy, what the fuck did you possibly have to say? Never mind. And he turns and scampers away. And I'm yelling at him the whole time, and I'm going, you just wanted to say something to me. I got you. You're changing the story again. And there's like dudes there's 2 or 3 dudes standing around, like grin, like you almost see saliva dripping from their face, because everybody wants to see that guy get roasted. Nobody likes that.
Now, because I know his table was in the top left-hand corner of the room.
Right.
He was sitting next to one of my friends, Richie DiGregorio of RDB Promotions. And so now, how close to his table were you when that incident occurred?
So you remember where Bret Hart was then? He was
what day? He was in two different. I think he was in 2 different spots. Was he with Rob that day?
Bret Hart with Rob, I think, on Friday. No, this was Saturday.
So he was there. Yeah.
It was like in between you guys on that row that separated you.
Right.
So it was like halfway between Rob and you.
Yes.
And I was about there, and then hey, Chris. And there was nothing confrontational about it. He did just think like he could be like, oh, we're cool. Like he didn't say those words. I don't even mean to put any words in his mouth, but he was coming at me very friendly. Right. And I was just like, no.
So a complete opposite. Complete opposite, because I know you put this detailed this on Facebook on a post, and a reply was made from another Facebook account that wasn't Rob Feinstein, because he had you blocked.
Right.
And it was under someone else's name, but this was Rob speaking on this guy's account, and he had a totally different take on the situation.
Right.
Where basically, push comes to shove.
He was coming to me to tell me my money's no good and I better not come near his celebrities, that none of them will be signing for me or something like that, which is just hysterical.
And I said this a couple of weeks ago on the show when we were recapping WrestleCon week, and I said, look, I'm not taking sides here, but if someone says that you walked up to them and extended your hand and they basically told you to go F yourself, and your response is, I wasn't extending my hand, I was just coming to tell you that your money is no good at my table, don't expect to get anything signed by my people. First of all, why would you even go to his table to begin with?
Right. Exactly. Why would you hunt me down to tell me? It'd be one thing if I walked up, and maybe he did at one point think, I hope he comes by here because I'm tell him I won't fucking let him get any signatures from me. Which, I will never give that guy $1. Bret Hart, I was so glad Bret was there the day before at Rob's table, because Saturday he was on his own at a different table, and my girlfriend really wanted to talk to him, get a photo with him and all that. So it's like, I didn't want Rob to make a penny off of that. It's like, there's no way I could support that guy. Which I tell people all the time. People go, oh, well, some of the shoot videos he has. Yeah, go watch them on YouTube.
Yeah, for free.
For free.
Exactly.
Don't give the guy $1. And it's disheartening all the time too to see, like, there's guys, there's workers that I like, and you see them and they'll be signing at his table or doing a shoot video for him. I'm like, it sucks.
It's rough.
It's hard
because these workers want to make money, so they're pretty much going to say yes to anybody. They'll take money from anybody, which
of course.
Which is a totally different problem that is within. It's like a virus within the promoting industry of these people who, excuse me, that shouldn't even be doing this, let alone bringing people in, because those are the people who wound up screwing them out of money,
of course,
forgetting them at the airport, or making having the hotel charge the talent's credit card, even though it's supposed to be for incidentals, but then they'll tell after the checkout, they'll be like, oh, just charge him for the room. Yeah.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
All right, but that's that's getting off the beaten track.
Because everybody wants in the game. Everybody wants to be cool with a wrestler. They want, I'm his friend.
Which, again, as someone who does this, I've made a lot of friendships in this business. With the wrestlers and things like that. But I'm in it for the money.
I'm not knocking anybody. That's real. But there's a lot. I get it. There's a lot of people that ruin every industry.
Oh, absolutely. And I said I'm in for the money. I watch very little product as possible these days. I just don't enjoy it like I used to. But
I noticed.
Oh man, one of my fellow promoters, Matt from Matty Mills, he always says that all my posts are like the old man telling people to get off my front lawn.
Sometimes, but that's all part of it. I enjoy that part about it. You know what I mean? People should be mad, and there should be people. I don't know. That's wrestling to me. You know what I mean? Like, for every diehard fan, there should be a guy who diehard hates that guy too. So I enjoy that.
Look, I don't I get mad at people who say, "Oh, I hate." Look, I don't hate. I don't hate Roman Reigns. I don't hate Brock Lesnar. I don't hate Vince McMahon. I voice my displeasure of how things lay out on television, but push comes to shove, I'm still going to support the business. I'm still going to support the guys and the girls on TV. It's no different being a baseball fan. I haven't been to Citi Field since 2009 because I refuse to put money in the pockets of the Wilpons, but yet I'll still cheer on my Mets.
Yeah, sure, I understand.
So that's kind of the way I lump it together.
Principles, and that's the thing about decent humans. They have them.
There's a couple of us left. So now after Rob came on the summit, I don't even get. Now this guy obviously was friends with you on Facebook. The guy he logged on.
Right, which is surprising. I went and looked like quickly at the page, and I said, I think that actually is a friend. But he was clearly probably just a friend to be a spy ever. You know what I mean?
Right.
Added me forever just to keep tabs